Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Taylor, and tonight on 6 Minutes, we will be looking at one of the major systems in our society that impacts all aspects of life, especially public health, mass incarceration. Overcrowding, along with inadequate medical/mental care and the high population of inmates with chronic diseases, have resulted in the degrading overall health of those in the prison system. The problem of mass incarceration has become the norm in state prisons and has persisted for decades. Many have linked mass incarceration to a human rights problem, which therefore makes finding a solution a priority to the public. The message taken from similar situations and applied to this crisis states that prisons which ignore health needs are incompatible with human dignity and have no place in a civilized society. Possible solutions range from reforms emerging in the form of sentencing commissions or amending of constitutional amendments. Others are urging for political decisions in order to end the war on crime. With the state prison population growing by 222% from 1980 to 2010, there is no wonder there is a constant talk in the news about changes hopefully being made in the prison system due to the staggering stats concerning mass incarceration in recent years. Especially with the upcoming election approaching, some candidates like Joe Biden have wagered on the topic. Although it was his crime bill of 1994 that has been linked to the acceleration of mass incarceration, especially of the black and low-income community, Joe Biden plans to combat the mass incarceration problem by lowering racial, gender, and income-based disparities in the system. He hopes to do this by aiming to reverse the legacy of his crime bill, along with the end of the caste bail. Most recently, a surprising group have been urged to start the push for change within the criminal justice system. Prosecutors are becoming a driving force behind mass incarceration, where they were seen as a target for criticism in the past, but lately have been named a source for reform by reducing imprisonment rates. Prosecutors are arguably the most powerful and least scrutinized actors in our criminal justice system. Many advocates are encouraging them to use their power to make the criminal system more just, rather than to preserve the status quo. By exposing prosecuted individuals to drug treatment and mental health services, it could help reduce the recidivism rate. There has already been steps taken by a small number of prosecutors who sit down with the inmates and see if they have changed while in prison. They have started by opening sentence review units, which consist of small dedicated teams of lawyers, investigators, data scientists, and social workers within the prosecutor's office. The details vary by place, but each team reviews past cases, and when they find sentences that seem particularly harsh, prosecutors give these cases a second look. These changes in the criminal justice system are already being exercised in places like Washington, Georgia, and California. Changes to nationwide prison systems have been made in more places other than the U.S. In a place like Norway, where they have one of the lowest recidivism rates in the world, prison is a completely different environment.
Prison in Norway is humanity. We punish them by taking away their freedom, but we don't take away their life.
It felt like we were visiting somebody's house for the first time, and they were excited to show us around.
So this is your room?
This is my room.
Oh, well.
Wow, it's big.
Yeah.
Got your TV?
TV, DVD,
Yeah.
computer, closet, clothes. I have my own sheets, everything, you know.
How's the bed?
Yeah,
Comfortable?
the bed is comfortable. Sit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a college dorm.
Except it's not. This is a minimum security prison in Norway called Ballstoy, where Dardan is serving a 1-year sentence for drug trafficking.
American prisons will ever look like this?
Never. Never.
Average prison mattress.
Absolutely not. First couple of nights, it was weird. You go from one of those little hard mattresses to something like this, and it's quiet in here. You're just kind of like, this isn't right. Something's wrong.
It feels wrong to him because this isn't Norway. This is North Dakota, and prison hasn't always been like this for Taylor Burhouse. Person, the human being. It's the core of Norway's approach, and a way of treating inmates they say benefits society.
The U.S. has one of the highest rates of individuals in and out of jail, so maybe following in North Dakota's steps might ultimately be a way to combat the mass incarceration problem. There has also been a fresh approach to mental health incorporated in some state-run prisons.
Over the
the past 30 years, the number of individuals with mental illness skyrocketed to the point where about 25% of our population suffers from mental illness, and our infrastructure to manage them didn't. So the byproduct of that was that we were doing a poor job of treating individuals with mental illness. We had every staff member trained in mental health first aid, and that's an 8-hour course. It's akin to really first aid, like CPR and first aid. It doesn't make you a doctor, but it gives you the tools to manage a situation until you can get someone to a medical professional.
Mass incarceration is a pressing crisis, not only because more and more individuals are being put behind bars, but mainly because nothing is being done to fix it. We discussed a few different ways different groups are fighting the war on mass incarceration, but will big-time changes actually occur in the next few decades to have an impact on this health-related topic? Thank you for watching.